Yeah, let's start because then we will never. Are you mic? It doesn't.
Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 yeah da 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 yeah da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 yeah da da da. Yeah, da da. Yeah, da da
The white wine.
yeah da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 yeah da da da. Yeah, da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da 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 da. Ooh, I'm hearing shaker eggs. I love those. Those are on your table. Feel free to shake them at any time. Yeah, da 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 da.
Yeah, die, 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 yeah, die, 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 yeah, die, 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 die.
Everybody.
Die, 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 yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, yeah, die, 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 die,
Go
die,
shaker
die,
eggs.
die,
Yeah,
die,
die, die, die. I see you. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 yeah, die, 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 die. Everybody, here we go. Yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, die, yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, die, die.
Yeah, die, die.
Die.
Good evening. Happy holiday. Happy Pesach. Zisen Pesach. Welcome and thank you for joining us for the Seder. Those of you who have been here before know that we always start on time because we don't want you to complain that the Seder was too long and you have a tendency to blame us. So we start on time with the most cherished tradition of Temple Beth Am. I hope that you took a little cup of horseradish kosher for Passover vodka. If you were brave enough or if you tried it in the past and realized that it's actually amazingly good, just let's take a sip of the horseradish vodka. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Oh, yeah, that's a good reaction. L'chaim, the white wine is coming. We wanted to keep it chilled until the last minute, and you're getting it. I think you're going, all of you will know the melody for the next song. We have a screen on the right side, my right, a screen on my left, and that's where you'll have the lyrics. Ready? Oh, my son with my cap is not here.
Is it there to the right behind the white bowl? Take me out to the Seder. Take me out with the crowd. Feed me some matzah with red and white wine. We'll wine and dine and we'll have a good time. And it's root for Elijah and our crossing through the Red Sea. For it's 1, 2, 3, 4 cups of wine. We rejoice that we are free. Take me out to the Seder. Take me out with the crowd. You sound great. Read the Haggadah and don't skip a word. Please hold your talking. We'd like to be heard. And it's root for our leaders, that they will finish their spiel, so we all can nosh, 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 and eat our festive meal.
Woo! I just learned that this is the third most popular song in our country. I'll tell you the second one. No, I'm not kidding. The second is Happy Birthday, and when we eat, you will have to guess the first. Fair? I want you to welcome Cantor Suzanne, who is here with us. And you really, really want to thank her, because if she didn't come, I would have sang all the songs. Yes, Passover is good this year. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We continue with one of the most beautiful traditions we have as we bless our children. There is a tradition to bless the children every Friday night. Some people do it, but if you don't do it, or even if you do it, before Passover and before Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, it's extra important. So if there are children here, and children don't have to be at any age, you can be in your 50s and 60s and maybe even 70s. And I have a child here. So the tradition is to place our hand on the head of our middle favorite children. I feel so tall and powerful now. That's great. I think I'm going to walk with the stage now. So let's place our hands on our children's head. And before we say the official prayer, just wish them anything that you find in your heart. Just bless them with whatever comes. And then you may even want to close your eyes. And we'll say the traditional blessing from the book of Numbers. Yevarchecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you always know that God is with you, and may God bless you with shalom, with wholeness and peace. As we all say, Amen. And don't forget the Pesach kiss. Mwah! Oh, that was good. Oh, hello, other child who conveniently skipped the blessing. Okay, some of you already poured the wine. If you want to pour wine or have some other substitutes, this would be the time. The idea is that we put a red and a white bottle on every table. But if you need more wine, if you prefer Manischewitz or some other sweet kosher wine, if you want grape juice, we have them on different tables around the room. Okay? So let's take the lights down as we get ready for Yom Tov candles. We don't have a lighter. Harold, can we get a lighter, please? I didn't bring my lighter, which I never carry with me anyway. Yeah, it was good when people used to smoke. Everyone had the lighter. Now even if people smoke, they never admit that they do. So nobody will. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Yom Tov.
We're going to have 4 cups of wine. Are you ready for the first one? The blessing is going to be the long one for the festival. But before we recite it, I'm going to tell you one thing that I believe you will remember and may even share with your friends. The Hebrew word for pouring wine does not really mean to pour, or at least in ancient times, it means to mix. And the way they used to drink wine back then was to mix wine with water. And the ratio was 3-to-1. 3 measures of water and 1 of wine. Okay, so in the old days, wine was much weaker. And then when they had 4 cups of wine, it actually means 1 cup of wine that we drink. Okay, so the idea was to mix it with water. They thought that that was the sophisticated way to consume wine. I do not recommend it, but you can try it at home. Ready for the Kiddush? It's slightly different than the one for Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'am v'romemanu mikol lashon v'tkidshanu b'mitzvotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava Moadim l'simcha, chagim uzmanim l'sason. Et yom hamatzot hazeh, ziman cherutenu, ka'kodesh zeher litzimat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim. ומועדי כל שיחה ואהבה וברצון בשמחה וששון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש ישראל והזמנים לחיים.
לחיים.
That's our first one. Here we go.
And since this is the first time this year and the only time that we celebrate Passover, tomorrow if you celebrate you are not saying Shehecheyanu. We continue with the blessing of gratitude, thanking God for keeping us alive, for sustaining us and for bringing us to this moment. Please join us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Amen. You sound so beautiful.
One day, Shloime got a phone call from a headhunter. A week later, he already sold his house on Long Island and moved to Utah. It was wonderful, but the directors of his new financial company had a problem. They went to the president and said, you know, Shloime is really good. He's a financial genius, but he's Jewish. All of us here are Mormons, and we feel uncomfortable to have a Jewish person with us. The president had an idea, called Shloime, and said, Shloime, you're really wonderful, but if you want to keep your 7-figure salary, you need to convert. Shloime said, well, what's the big deal? Went home to Sarah, his wife, and said, you know, from now on, every Sunday, we're going to church. We're converting. Well, for Sarah, it was quite hard. She missed Shabbos, she missed the candles, and the Kiddush, and the festivals, and shul. She kept nagging him and nagging him, said, not everything is money. I really want to be Jewish. Finally, Shloime one day went to the president and said, Sir, I've made a huge mistake. I shouldn't have converted. I was born Jewish, and I want to be Jewish. And if you have to let me go, just do it. I won't make any fuss. The president says, oh, wow, Shloime, I'm sorry. I didn't know that it would be so difficult. But if you want to be Jewish, you can be as Jewish as you want. I'm not going to fire you. Shloime is so happy. Goes home and said, Sarah, you won't believe. Our troubles are over. I spoke to the president, and we can be Jewish. She gives him this angry look. Said, what happened? She said, you're an idiot. Said, but you said all the time that you wanted to be Jewish. Don't you want to be a Jew? She said, of course I want. But a week before Passover? Well, I think it's funny. I hope you think so too.
It was. I'm here for it.
Well, time to explain the Seder plate. Let me tell you something about this plate. If you grew up with only 5 items on the plate, it's fine. If you grew up with different things on your plate, it's perfectly fine. These are symbols that in different countries had a different food to represent them. I can tell you one thing. For Ashkenazi Jews who lived in Russia and Poland, they did not have parsley in late winter, early spring. You know what they used? Potatoes, sometimes onions. By the way, I grew up in Israel and we use potatoes, never parsley. So we have that, and this is the green leaf. We will talk about it later when we eat it. We have the bone here, roasted bone, and an egg. In ancient time, when the temple was still around, they had 2 sacrifices for Passover. One was the Paschal lamb, and one was the Chagigah, the special festival sacrifice. So the bone symbolized the Paschal lamb, and the egg, the other sacrifice. We have the charoset, this brown thing. People make it in many different ways. We here follow the Sephardic tradition, because Gali comes from a Sephardic Bulgarian family, and she made all the charoset for all of us. And believe me, it's much better than the charoset that you grew up with. It has all the good things and more. And of course, we have the maror, the bitter herb, that here we have horseradish. In other places, it's lettuce, romaine lettuce or endive, and sometimes even onion. So this is the Seder plate. Don't eat the shank bone. You can eat anything else that you want. We have an order to the Seder, because Seder means order. And to remember it, we have a little song.
Kadesh Urchatz Karpat Yaksa Magid Roksa Motzi Matza Maror Korek Shukan Orek Tafun Barek Hallel Nirtzah.
The first thing we're going to do after the Kiddush is washing our hands to make it easy. There are about 230 people here, so it would have taken too long for everyone to wash your hands. So Suzanne and I will do some things on your behalf. We're going to do it twice. First time without a blessing, because we're not eating bread afterwards. Second time when we do it, you know that you're about 4 minutes away from eating. Okay? No, literally, I mean. So I'm going to wash our hands.
Rabbi, oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I hope you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna wash my hands. I wanna wash my hands. I wanna wash my hands. Yes, you can please, shaker eggs are on the table. Feel free to shake away. I have some tambourines you can borrow too if you'd like to come up. I just need them back for my second night Seder. Here we go. Oh, please, pass to me. There you go. The water and the pan, yeah? And please remember we all need to wash our hands. We need to wash our hands. I want to wash my hands. And when I cleanse them, I feel freedom start to rise. You sound great. It's such a feeling that our past I recognize. Cha-cha-cha.
The next item is the karpas, the green leaf. So here we have parsley. We probably have some other things. This parsley comes from the most precious place at our temple. This is the preschool, the one school garden. So sometimes we believe in child labor, so our preschool kids worked really hard the entire year with tiny bit of help from Paula and Mike, and provided us with all the parsley we need. So take a piece of parsley. We dip it in salt water. I just want you to be aware that in some Sephardi communities, they dip it, and not necessarily parsley, different kinds of vegetables, in vinegar, some even in lemon juice. Yemenite Jews dip it in the charoset. But here, most Jews use parsley and dip it in the salt water. And let's say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher boreh peri ha'adama. And our tradition is that after we say this blessing, we put some different kind of food on the table that you are encouraged to eat. Please don't eat the matzah yet. We have these matzah crackers. These are fine. These are not real matzahs. They cost about $9 a piece, but we want to keep with the tradition because we eat matzah for the first time during the Seder just before we eat. So there is some chopped liver that Bruce Cohen made and some other things. Feel free to eat because we want you to enjoy the first part of the Seder. The matzah that I have here, you see you don't have it, but I have it. It's called the Shmura matzah. It's handmade. It's made with grain that has been protected for a long time before Passover. So it's super duper kosher. We have it because we got it as a gift and it looks nice. This one was made in Ukraine. I have no idea how they were able to bake matzahs during the war, but they did, and they're wonderful, and there is an amazing Jewish community there. So what we do now, I take the middle matzah, I break it into two pieces, and one of them I'm going to hide, and it is going to be the afikoman that we will search for later. Okay, so this is the stage of yachatz. We broke the middle matzah, and when you don't look, we will hide it. And we continue now with the longest part of the 15 steps of the Seder. It's called the Magid, from the same root as Haggadah, which means to tell. We are going to tell the story. And the ancient rabbis who came up with the idea of the Seder some 2,000 years ago wanted us to start the Seder by talking about the matzah, which they called lechem oni, bread of poverty or bread of affliction. And they have this wonderful little line that we are going to sing that they chose to write in Aramaic, not in Hebrew. Because 2,000 years ago, believe it or not, most Jews did not speak Hebrew. They used it sometimes for prayers, for study, but that was not the street language. And because this line invites people to come and eat with us, we need to use the language that they know, because if you're really sincere about inviting others, you need to use the language they know. So let's continue with Halachmania, the little line about the bread of affliction, and then the second line inviting those who are hungry to join us and eat.
Halakmanya diachulu achalo avhatana bi'a di Mitzrayim bi'a di Mitzrayim.
Let's read together. This is the flat, plain bread that our ancestors ate when they were slaves in the land of Egypt. Remembering the poor food of slaves, tonight we welcome anyone who is hungry to come and eat at the Passover meal with us. Now we are here. Next year we hope to be in the land of Israel. Now we are slaves. Next year may we all be free.
Halachmanya diachalu achalu avhatana bi'arta bi'ara di Mitzrayim bi'a di Mitzrayim.
So what the rabbis knew even 2,000 years ago was that the best way to learn is asking questions, even more than that, encouraging people to ask questions and to try to answer. Now, you all know that there are 4 questions, but this is what happened these days, because originally the rabbis just told us, encourage the kids to ask questions. They can ask anything they want. Now, if they don't have a question to ask, or if your kids have a bad attitude and they don't really play along, they make faces, here are 3 questions that we suggest that you'll start with them and then try to answer. So they gave us 3, and we added another one, and tonight we will even add a 5th one. Actually, that can be our first challenge. As we sing the 4 questions, I would like to invite any of the wonderful children to join us here if you want to sing with us. And whether or not you're coming, I would like to encourage those of you at the tables to think about a 5th question. And then we will take few answers, and the best answer will get a prize, a squishy frog, because I know that everyone loves squishy frogs.
Squishy frogs. We're getting
Yeah.
We're getting them. Hi. How are you? Somebody like to hold the microphone? I'll do it with you too. Come on. Wonderful. Come
Oh, wow, we have more and more children. That's excellent.
We don't bite.
Oh,
Yes.
even post bat mitzvah I didn't, wow, that's
Extra
a
mitzvah.
wonderful thing.
Yes.
Sorry.
You ready?
She had her bat mitzvah.
When's yours?
No, she had hers.
January. Mazel tov.
Hers
Did you
is-
have yours already?
No, hers is
Sorry,
soon.
we're doing the
Hers is
name
soon.
is
Does she
the
know her
check.
stuff?
Okay.
Me?
Is
Yeah, do you know
everybody
her
ready?
stuff? Almost. She's
Oh, we lost one. Okay.
Oh, we lost. Hey, where are you going?
Ready, go.
You're not the shy people, we know you.
שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים חמץ ומצה, חמץ ומצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים ירקות, שאר ירקות. הלילה הזה ירור מרור. הלילה הזה ירור מרור. בכל הלילות אין אנו מגלים תבילו עמך, פעיל עמך. הלילה הזה שתי פעמים. הלילה הזה שתי פעמים. שבכל הלילות אנו מקבילים תבדינו בין מסובים, ונוצרינו בין מסובים. הלילה הזה שתי מסובים. הלילה הזה כולנו מסובים.
Ooh, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Bella, I need your help. Is there anyone who wants to share a 5th question? Raise your hand and
Just go to people
Bella
who
will
have their
give you
hand
the
up and
mic.
Hold the mic so they can talk into it.
If you have a good one, you'll get a squishy frog. I know you all want squishy frogs. They're so cool.
Go over with it. Okay, it's okay. Breathe. There we go.
I think somebody on...
Got it?
Why on this night do we have chopped liver?
Why this night we have chopped liver? That's a very good one.
What does the frog have to do with the Seder?
What does the frog have to do with the Seder?
Why on
Excellent.
this night, out of all other nights, do we have 3 pieces of matzah?
Why only tonight we have 3 pieces of matzah? Very good. And let's take 2 more and then we are going to vote.
No, ask me. Ask me what it is.
Okay?
This one. Okay. What do you call a cat on the moon?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have my news, but about 20 minutes ago, the shuttle was supposed to go to the moon.
A catstronaut.
And let's take the last one and then we'll try to answer.
Why is the hind quarter of a cow that is slaughtered in the traditional kosher manner not kosher?
You have to repeat that because that's too complicated for me.
If a cow has been slaughtered in the kosher manner, why is the hind quarter considered not kosher?
If a cat,
Cow. A cow that has been slaughtered in the kashrut manner.
thank you. So we have many different questions. I'll try to answer those I can and then we will vote. Why chopped liver? Does anyone know? You have to be a long-time member of the temple to know the answer. Because Bruce Cohen loves to make chopped liver for 230 people, and he made the chopped liver. That's the honest question. Frogs are the second plague that we're going to sing about. Why 3 matzahs? Because we need a middle matzah. So you cannot have a middle matzah with 1 matzah or 2 matzahs, so the smallest number is 3. The kosher questions are really complicated. I'm not sure I fully understood the kosher ones, but let's see who is getting the first squishy frog. Chopped liver, frogs, or 3 matzahs? Who thinks it's chopped liver? Frogs? 3 matzahs? Ron, you are the owner of a blue squishy frog. You can claim it whenever you are ready. Okay, we did that. Okay, I'm going to tell you the story of the Exodus, which is the real point of this evening, very quickly, but I need you to pay attention and to help me, because I decided to tell it in the shortest way ever. Once upon a time, some 3,250 years ago, our ancestors were slaves in Egypt. They had to build all these garrison cities for the Pharaoh, and it was really hard. And what does a Jew do when things are really hard? Do you know the word krechts? Do you know the word krechts? How do you krechts? You have three options. One is oi, one is oi vei, and one is oi vei zmir. Okay, so once you're ready, on a count of three, let's krechts. 1, 2, 3.
Oi, Mir.
Excellent. Thank you. Finally, God decided to listen to them, and he chose Moses. At the time, Moses was a shepherd in the desert of Midian. One day, Moses was walking in the desert, and he saw a burning bush. It was a bush on fire, but the bush was not consumed. Maybe one or two of you have a cell phone here. Do you have a cell phone by any chance? Because I know that nobody goes around with cell phones anymore. But just in case you have, I want you to go to your flashlight and let's make the room really dark. And let's do the burning bush. And the amazing thing about the burning bush was that Moses noticed it. Because normally we don't take the time to notice things. We rush from one thing to the next very quickly. Thank you. That was the second part of our story. You can turn your flashlights off if you know how to do that. God told Moses to go to the Pharaoh and say, "Let my people go." Obviously, the Pharaoh didn't want to do it, and 10 plagues that we will talk about later, including the frogs. But after the 10th plague, the Pharaoh was ready to let them go. But Moses knew that the Pharaoh would change his mind very quickly, so he told people to do it really, really fast. He told them, each one of you can bring only few items that fit inside of your backpack. I want you to take 18 seconds to think, what would you pack if you were limited to only 3 items as you were leaving Egypt?
It's hard.
You may share it with the people at your table. We'll give you another 22 seconds, but we have to move along. Nobody likes cold brisket. And as you do it, let's continue with our story. The people of Israel rushed out of Egypt, and then something quite terrible happened. In front of them, there was the Red Sea, or the Reed Sea. Behind them was the Egyptian army, wanted to capture them and to send them back to Egypt. They didn't know what to do until one man by the name of Nachshon decided to wade into the water. And as he did it, the sea split up. The water turns into 2 walls with dry land in between. So everyone who sits on my left side, please take your beautiful napkins and turn to the left. And those of you who are to my right, take your other beautiful napkins and turn to the right. And let's create this dry path that allowed our people to escape Egypt. And now for the next challenge, that you may get another squishy frog. You get exactly 120 seconds to be able to tell the entire Passover story in 6 words. Start. 3, 2, 1. Six words, the entire story, and then we'll need a volunteer to take the microphone and have some volunteers to share with us. Thank you, Sophia. You still have about 72 seconds. Okay, you see Sophia, this lovely young woman who will be walking with the microphone, hoping for really creative, unbelievably witty 6-word answers. Sure. You have to go to Sophia. No, she's not my daughter. I wish she was. She's much, no, my daughter is far away. Okay, let's, oh, my daughter is here now. Last year, my daughter actually surprised me and showed up.
What will you say?
My daughter is watching, so I have to be really nice. Hi, daughter.
No, you just say what you have to say.
Hi, daughter's new daughter.
Do I say here?
Franny.
Okay,
Hi,
this
Nathan.
this table says it's please God, let my people go. That's 6 words.
Okay, that's 6 words. Please, God, let my people go. Thank you.
They escaped Egypt through the ocean.
They escaped Egypt through
The ocean.
the ocean.
Slavery, Pharaoh, plagues. What? Oh. Slavery, Pharaoh, plagues. Leave Red Sea.
Slavery, Pharaoh, plagues, we... I should have had my earbuds.
How does it? How does it?
No. She's gonna play a joke. No jokes.
Seder plates and all those things and Seder plates.
Thank you. Sophia, do you want to go to the other side? Because we'll take only a few more.
They left, they arrived, they ate.
Who would believe that you will be good with words?
We were slaves, now we're free.
Can you repeat it, please? I didn't hear.
We were slaves, now we're free.
We were slaves, now we are free. Tells the entire story.
For who?
Haman was bad, Jews were saved.
Haman was bad, Jews were saved. It's a little bit, you're about a month too early.
Do I bring it back?
And give it to Karen and then to some.
Celebrating Jews leaving Egypt for freedom.
Celebrate.
Jews leaving Egypt for freedom.
Celebrate the Jews leaving Egypt for freedom. That really depicts. Okay, and have somebody from table 10 and we will vote.
Slaves in Egypt freed by God.
Slaves in Egypt freed by God. Thank you. I don't know how to do the competition now, but judging by your reaction, I think Lainey wins the squishy frog. Can you catch? Woo. Not a good one. Yeah, wine and throwing don't go together. Okay, so we did that. 4 children. Okay, let me just tell you something about the four children. They get a very bad reputation because one is wise, the other one is wicked, the one is simple, the one doesn't know how to ask questions. But the truth is that what the ancient rabbis meant was to tell us that each one of us is all four children. Sometimes we are wise, sometimes we have an attitude, sometimes we don't really understand what's going on. And let me give you an example. The wise child is the child who wants to know everything, who wants to go deep, who does research, who looks things up, who listens to podcasts. And sometimes we're like that. The wicked one, it's not really wicked, but when he hears about something, he doesn't care about it. He said, why should I care about it? How many of you are here and said, why did you bring me here tonight? The third child has a tiny bit of interest, but he wants the Cliff Note version, right? He just wants a 6-word thing. No research, no details, no depth. Just tell me in 10 seconds what it is all about, and I'm ready for the brisket and more wine. The fourth child is the one who feels completely disconnected. Nobody draws him or her in, doesn't understand what's happening, and feels that nobody really sees her or him. And let me tell you, there was more than one party, a bar mitzvah, a wedding, a dinner party, that I felt like these four children at one evening. Let's say that there is a great conversation about something that I care about. So what would you care about this time? The Middle East, right? So you're really engaged because you want to know exactly how we fight with Iran, what kinds of airplanes, what's the velocity of the rockets, the whole thing. But inevitably, you are the wise guy, right? You want to learn everything you can. But inevitably, we're in Florida, and 5 minutes later, the conversation shifts to who is the best doctor to perform a hip replacement. Now, you know it's important, but at that point, you don't care about it. Maybe 10 years down the road, but right now, you don't really care. And this is the guy who is known as the wicked one, right? He said, why should I be part of it? And then you meet a fabulous person. He teaches quantum mechanics at Princeton. But you don't really want to learn about quantum mechanics. So he said, just give me in 15 seconds a description of quantum mechanics. That's all I want. And it's the same person, but you just don't want more details. And then you find yourself sitting in the corner by yourself, not talking to anyone, not engaged, not being part of any group, just holding your wine and looking at the moon. So all of us can easily be these four children, even during one evening. Okay, we do that, and we have a guest who is going to help us to fully get the story of the Exodus in a fabulous way. Her name is Liel. She came from Israel to attend the wedding.
Hi.
And decided to stay for a while. And we're very happy. She'll even be on the bima with me this coming Friday. And since she joined us for the Seder, we asked her to sing a song for us.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone can hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid. Although we know there's much to fear, we were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. Although hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Oh, who knows what miracles you can achieve. Oh, when you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. In this time of fear, in this time of fear, where prayer so often proves in vain, hope feels like the summer birds too swiftly flown away. Yet now I'm standing here, my heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. Oh, though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Oh, who knows what miracles you can achieve. Oh, when you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. Oh, It don't always happen when you ask, and it's easy to give in to your fears. Oh, but when you're blinded by your pain, can't see clearly through the rain, a small but resilient voice says, help is very near. There can be miracles when you believe. Oh, and though hope is frail, it's hard to kill, hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe, somehow you will. Now you will, oh, you will. You will when you believe. You will when you believe. You will.
Thank you. It was beautiful. Okay, let's try. We'll see.
Oh, look where we are.
So one of the questions was about the frogs. Frogs were part of the. Sorry?
We can do that first.
Oh, no, we have a nice frog. No, not only about frogs, all the plagues. We need your help. Let's read them first and then sing. The tradition is to dip your pinky in the wine for each plague and then to put it on a piece of paper on your plate. Ready? Let's read. Dam, blood. Tzfardea, frogs. Kinim, lice. Arov, wild animals. Dever, livestock disease. That's a nice translation. Do we have more? Or shchin, boils. Barad, hails. Arbehem, locusts. Choshech, darkness. Makat bechoro, death of the firstborn.
We're going to do a little bit of this song. Shaker eggs are great. Singing, even if it's yai lai lai or a whole different melody, is even better. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plagues in Egypt. Try that with me. Here we go. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plagues in Egypt land. Blood in the water made the river run red. Everybody sings. 10 plagues in Egypt. Good. Pharaoh should have listened to what God said. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt, yeah. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry, 9, 10 plagues in Egypt land. Frogs were jumping in Pharaoh's hair. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt land. Pharaoh didn't like it, but the frogs didn't care. How many? 10 plagues in creepy crawly. Ooh, creepy crawly, itchy lice. You got it. 10 plagues in Egypt land. Mess with the Holy One, you better think twice. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt land. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plagues. You sound amazing. Filthy flies, so dirty and vile. Ugh. 10 plagues in Egypt land. Not exactly Pharaoh's style. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt land. The cattle and the horses and the oxen died. Oh, 10 plagues in Egypt land. I won't give up, old Pharaoh cried. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt land. The boils and blisters on Pharaoh's skin. Ugh. 10 plagues in Egypt land. You give it up, Pharaoh, 'cause you're never gonna win. 10 plagues in Egypt land. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plagues in Egypt land. The hail rained down from heaven on high. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt land. Hurt so much made Pharaoh cry. Oh, 10 plagues in Egypt land. Swarms of locusts ate the crops. 10 plagues in Egypt land. Hard-hearted Pharaoh, he just wouldn't stop. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt land. The dark descended in the light of day. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt. Yeah. Pharaoh was lost, couldn't find his way. Poor Pharaoh. 10 plagues in Egypt land. Firstborn, the final blow. How many? 10 plagues in Egypt land. Finally, Pharaoh let the people go. How many? 10 plagues. Nice and light. Here we go. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plagues in Egypt land. You sounded amazing. Thank you.
Ready for almost concluding this part, but a Seder without singing Dayenu is not a real Seder. Can you cultivate your Dayenu mood? Let's read first the idea in English and then we'll sing it. If God had taken us out of Egypt and not judged the Egyptians, Dayenu. If God had torn the sea in two and not let us through in the dry land, if God had given us Shabbat and had not brought us to Mount Sinai, Dayenu. Oh, there are more. If God had brought us to Mount Sinai and had not given us the Torah, If God had given us the Torah and had not brought us to the land of Israel, there are 15, but we just sampled a few of them, and in Hebrew even less. But please join us because this is a really fun song. This song was written more than 1,000 years ago, which makes it, by the way, one of the newest part of the Agada. Yes, I meant what I said, because most of the stuff is 2,000 years and older.
Ilu hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, dayenu, dayenu. You can do eggs, the shaker ones. Dayenu, 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 dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et haTorah, natan lanu et haTorah, dayen. Everybody, go rabbis, dayenu, 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 dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et haShabbat, natan lanu et haShabbat, dayenu, 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 dayenu.
Ready for the second cup of wine? This Kiddush is the short one. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen L'chaim. Remember that I told you that the second time we wash our hands, we're 4 minutes from eating. So I'm going to wash my hands, and this time is with a blessing. And we say the blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. If you know all the words in Hebrew and want to learn another one that you probably don't know, is the name of this thing that I'm holding here. It's called natla. This is a gizmo that is used only to wash hands before we eat. Okay, so if you want a word that probably even Israelis don't know, natla. Natla. And now, Rabban Gamliel said that we have to talk about 3 things during Passover, because if we don't mention them, the Seder is not valid. The first one is Pesach, which means when he was alive, meant the Paschal lamb. I don't have the lamb here, but I have the bone. So that was Passover. When people said Pesach back then, they didn't mean Seder. They meant getting together a few families, buying a lamb, roasting it, and eating together. But after the temple was destroyed almost 2,000 years ago, no more lamb. But we just have the bone. And we said Pesach, matzah, we have the matzah. We know why. The people of Israel didn't have enough time to wait, so they baked it really quickly, Last week we had an experiment in one of our adult ed classes, and it turned out to be quite good. And maror is the bitter herb, either horseradish, lettuce, whatever you find bitter, symbolizing the bitterness of slavery. So after we did that, we are going to do the maror blessing. So take your maror, your bitter herb, and let's say the blessing. Oh, okay, so we have that. Let's skip to the next one. The maror, the bitter herb. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat maror. Maror is the bitter herb, and betavon. Only during the Seder, we have two blessings for the matzah. After tonight, you know what is the blessing for matzah? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, the regular. But tonight we have two blessings. One is a motzi, and the second one is a special one for matzah. Okay, so let's say these blessings, and then we are eating a piece of matzah. Even if you hate matzah, unless you're gluten-free or have other reasons really not to eat matzah, you are required to have matzah only during the Seder. During the rest of the week, you don't really have to. So let's say the blessings. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. And then the special blessing. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah. And eat a piece of matzah, a shtika lematzah. Oh, if you think that a regular matzah is bad, try the shmura matzah. This is a really different level of something you don't want to eat. But it's Seder, so we do other things that we don't want to do. And let's do what Hillel, our sage from 2,000 years ago, he used to take 2 pieces of matzah to make a sandwich. And he put in the middle charoset, which is super sweet and nice and good. And then he put a little bit of maror, of bitter herb, and ate it together. So let's make the Hillel sandwich. Okay, that's called the korech. Make yourself a little sandwich of 2 pieces of matzah, charoset, and maror, and let's eat it. And I think now we're ready for the official food.
A festive meal.
Are you ready for food? Should we tell the kitchen that we're ready? Okay. You're ready.
And bye to everybody at home.
Oh, to our friends and family members who watched us tonight, we want to say Happy Passover. We want to thank you for staying with us for 76 minutes. And I hope that your food will be delicious and the rest of your night will be wonderful. Happy Passover, Zis and Pesach.
Zis and Pesach.